What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new review. For today I have a dashcam, and I know dashcams aren't that exciting and not everyone uses them. But a dashcam has the potential of saving you a lot of money if something happens on the road and, well, if you're not at fault. So the one that I have today, it's called the Blueskysea B1W and it costs somewhere between $45 to $60, so a fairly affordable dashcam. So this camera is using the Novatec GM8135S processor and the Sony IMX323 image sensor with a field of view of 150 degrees. The camera can record in either 1080p at 30 frames per second or 720p at 30 frames per second. And we're gonna start with the box. So the camera comes in a good looking box. On the front of the box we see a picture of the camera, and turning the box around we're gonna see some of the specifications. Inside the box you're gonna find the camera and you're also gonna find the user manual. The user manual is in English and it's got a whole bunch of important information, so I do recommend that you read the user manual because otherwise you may not know how to use the camera. We also have a couple of extra stickers for the windshield mount, so this is very simple to mount. You just peel that sticker on the back and you stick this onto the window, so that's simple. And aside from that you're gonna find the cable and the power adapter. That cable is also long enough so you can pull it around the car so it doesn't sit in your way, but of course it depends what car you're driving and how you're setting up the camera. The camera itself is fairly small and not that noticeable from the outside, and of course it's mostly made out of plastic, well, aside from the lens. So on the left hand side we have one button and that's the only button that we have, and on the right hand side we have the port for the power adapter and we also have the slot for the SD card. The camera can take SD cards up to 64 gigs, but you're gonna have to format that SD card into a FAT32 format, so keep that in mind. And I use the same two SD cards that I use for pretty much every other camera and they both work fine. And for those of you that are wondering, a 5-minute recording from this camera in 1080p, it's about 450 megabytes. So you can do the math so you can see how much you can fit on a 32 or a 64 gig SD card. Alright, and we are going back to the camera. So as I mentioned earlier, we only have one button, and from that button you can turn on or off the Wi-Fi. And to do that you basically hold the button pressed for a few seconds and the Wi-Fi turns on or off. We have an LED on the back of the camera and that will be either green or red depending if the Wi-Fi is on or off. When the Wi-Fi is on, you can connect to this camera with your smartphone. Of course, you're gonna have to download an app on your smartphone and that app is available on the Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Once you have the app installed on your phone, you're gonna go ahead and search for Wi-Fi networks and you're gonna connect to the Wi-Fi network made by the camera. And the password is 12345678910. Just in case you missed that in the user manual. And once you're connected to the camera, you can just open the app and you can see everything that the camera sees right on your smartphone. I have to say that the app for iOS works much better, but that has to do with the fact that Android doesn't like being connected to a network that doesn't have internet access, and that's what happens whenever you're connected to this camera. So the phone sees that Wi-Fi network as a regular Wi-Fi network, and then it sees that it doesn't have an internet connection, therefore it disconnects. So if that happens, just delete that network from your phone settings and then look for it again and connect to it again, and it will work. Alright, so from that app you have access to all the settings for the camera, so you can change the resolution, and as I said earlier, you can either choose 1080p or 720p. You can change the time for the camera, and the camera can just take the time from your smartphone, and you can turn on or off the microphone. So if you don't need the microphone to record your entire drive, you can just turn that off. You can also see all the recordings that you have saved on the SD card in the camera, and you can even download them, but downloading them takes quite a while, so I do recommend that you actually take that SD card out from the camera and plug it into your computer because it's much faster. And as you've seen, using the camera it's super simple, but if you're like me, you're gonna set up the camera the first time and then you're gonna forget about it till something happens. So the camera starts recording every time you start the car, and the camera will stop recording every time you stop the car, so very simple. Next we are moving on to one of the most important things for any camera, and that is the video quality. And the first thing we're gonna do is check out some recordings that I've done during the day. And as you've seen, the daytime video recordings aren't bad, mostly taking in consideration the price of the camera. So the footage is crispy enough so you can see the license plates for the cars around you and the signs on the road. So if something would be to happen, you can definitely tell what happened from the video recording from this camera. And next we are moving on to the nighttime recordings. What's happening, everyone? This is a quick microphone test with this new dash cam that I'm recording. So I have the windows closed at the moment, and there is no other noise aside from my voice. You may be able to hear the engine a bit, but other than that shouldn't be much. So this is how the microphone from this dash cam sounds. And as you've seen for yourself, the nighttime recordings are quite good, mostly considering the price of the camera, and in fact better than a lot of other cameras that I've seen for around $100 to $150. So I was quite impressed about the quality of the recordings for nighttime. So there you have it. This is the Blueskysea B1W. So if you're looking for an affordable dash cam that has decent video quality, this could be a good camera to get. And as I said at the beginning of the video, something like this could save you money in the long run. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.